Vaktavya, I would like to extend a hearty welcome to everyone present here. We are very grateful to our distinguished panelists who have taken the time out of their busy schedule to come here and discuss women in STEM with us. Thank you to all our audience members who are here to engage with us. And we hope today's panel discussion will be insightful and engaging for all. Without any further delay, let's begin introducing our panelists. Over to Rajana.
We are really honored to welcome Dr. Roslyn Misra, a transformative leader dedicated to uplifting marginalized communities. As a founder and president of Parichai Foundation, she has empowered over 70,000 women through skill building programs like Chatua and Agarbatti making machines, fostering financial independence. Her initiatives, such as Project Portion, have significantly improved health and nutrition for women and children in underserved regions. Through Pariniti, Dr. Mishra has revitalized Odisha's traditional handloom sector. She gained recognition from the President of India for promoting skills among disabled individuals. An accomplished speaker, Dr. Mishra has represented India's cultural and social fabric internationally, including addressing the House of Lords in London and participating in China-South Asia Cooperation Expo. As a former ambassador for the Women Entrepreneurship Day organization in New York, she has amplified the voice of women entrepreneurs globally. With each endeavors, Dr. Mishra reaffirms her commitment to creating a more empowered world. I'd like to invite Amrita sir to come forward and felicitate her. A warm round of applause for her, please.
I would now like to invite Dr. Amrita Das. Dr. Amrita Das is an associate professor in economics at the School of Humanities and Social Sciences here at NISER. His research interests include natural resource management, environmental economics, and public finance. He is the founder for the DST Center for Policy Research on Energy Transition and Tribal Education. Dr. Amrita Das is currently organizing the Swachhata campaign in NISER and is the faculty in charge of Vaktavya. I extend deep thanks to his presence and role in making this event possible. Thank you, sir. A warm round of applause to him too.
We have amongst us Dr. Sumana Hattori, Associate Professor at School of Mathematical Sciences, NISER, and is an eminent persona who specializes in algebra. Her current research interests include central extension of groups, projective representation of finitely generated groups, and she stands before us as an inspiration of successful women in STEM. So let us welcome her as well with a warm round of applause.
Dr. Jaya Khanna is an assistant professor at the School of Urban Planetary Sciences here at NISER. Her research focuses on land-atmosphere interactions, regional climatology, and boundary layer processes. She pursued a PhD at Princeton and joined NISER in 2019, and her current work studies regional climate dynamics, with recent projects including field measurements in the Himalayas. She is also on the board at the Anti-Ragging Cell here at NISER, and we are so grateful to have you with us today, ma'am. Dr. Shubhashish Basak is an associate professor at SPS and has worked with NISER since 2009. His research expertise includes lattice quantum thermodynamics, radio spectroscopy, and electromagnetic correction in quantum thermodynamics. We are very glad and grateful to have him with us today, as his insights during his long tenure here at NISER are bound to give us a fresh perspective. Thank you, sir.
So now let's begin with our panel discussion. So, first question to Dr. Mishra. Dr. Mishra, could you please tell us more about your life stories of people whom you have helped and experiences of interacting with them, and how was that impacting in education?
Namaskar. Sorry. So, I started Culture Foundation 22 years back at New Delhi. Before starting my point, I would like to describe one particular story which I went through. I was having science in 12th. I was selected as a pilot. You know, in those days, you go through like height, education, everything counts. I was the only girl who was selected. I started my training. The day I started, my father asked me, "Why did you join?" I said, "I want to become pilot." He said, "I cannot pay you." Coming from a very privileged family, my father was a cabinet minister, had been working relentlessly for the society, no doubt about it. But the topic is like, girls, why girls are not getting into STEM. So stories linked up. That day my father told me, I'm a self-made person. If you want to become something, don't expect money from me. And pilot is something, if you want to become pilot, I don't think anybody will disagree. We need money for the proper training program. So I have decided I'll change my profession. I have to change. I was compelled to change to arts. Then I decided, without taking single penny, how can I make my own identity so that I can create परिचय for many girls and women of my state. I'm not saying that I'll do something for the whole country, practically not possible for me, but yes. I thought about it, and today, if you all have invited me with a big hope, the fact is, getting into STEM, coming from the previous families, if a girl is having a passion, nothing can stop. But I'm dealing with those girls, they can't even dream high. They're not even allowed. No doubt they're super talented, but there is absolutely no direction in their life. Your parents, they become your church, right? They are these super supporters. You can just think very high, you can do so much in your life. If you are passionate enough to get into something, you can achieve. But the fact is, direction at the right age. Our girls, they're not getting the right exposure at the right time. Teenage, here, how many girls are there? I was expecting, if there is a panel discussion today, how many of you are interested in this topic? When you yourself don't have time for this particular topic, what do you expect from others? Boys, you need to understand, giving tremendous respect and values to the girls is just nothing. Try to encourage them also if they're doing good in their field. The problem in our society is what? If a girl is really doing good, the typical mindset of every man, friend, brother, husband, come on, you cannot do it. I think girls should think about it. Yes, we can do, and this is the strength, but prove yourself by the right action. How many girls? Because you all are very sharp, intelligent girls, very lucky ones, but try to be a good giver to the society. If I'm here, I'm giving my valuable time to your esteemed organization. That means I mean it. I want to tell each one of you, be something you guys are going to reach. I know, wonderful career, we're going to do great in your life, but you are going to think about your family. What about the society? we all of us, they're all contributors, right? Including me. We want each one of you to do something for your family and for the society. Then only the next generation, for another few years, we can think of pulling, inspiring many girls to get into STEM. It's not everyone's cup of tea. It's a fact of our society. Otherwise, every time we'll be giving long speech, we'll be doing research, we'll be just telling, targeting, documenting, everything is going on. But the fact is, our girls cannot fly high till the time we don't encourage them properly. In a practical, like through very practical approach. If you are doing in your career very well, why can't you all give few hours to all those girls that need direction from all of you? This is the best platform where I think I can speak. Anyway, the question was different. About my organization, yes, it's been already 23 years. We have been promoting the art and culture. It's a national organization because top much all the partnerships, like you can just pick anyone's name. Maybe Binju Maharaj is no more, but yes, he had performed for the cause. All those dignitaries had performed for the great cause so that I can raise enough money to empower our girls and women. My dream, each girl deserves a basic right. No one can say no to the dream. The way I was, whatever I said, that doesn't mean that I'm against my father. I love my father. He's a wonderful person. But he said, being the honest politician, I cannot think of giving you money from where I can bring it. In those days, MLA used to get only 1,400 monthly salary. So his lifestyle was different, his philosophy was different. My point, even today you are studying here, all of you. Like the hope is there. Parents are investing or you are getting scholarship, whatever. But at the grassroots level, if a girl is thinking, dreaming very high, who is there to guide that girl? How can we expect that girls will get into STEM when we don't provide the right exposure, environment, and right friend circle? Girls hesitate. They are emotionally, many times we girls, we ladies are emotionally down. We need good people around us to just say, yes, you can. How many of us are there when somebody is going down to pull the girl and say, come on, you can do it? Very few. So, I have a dream. I want the younger generation. So, should take it very seriously. The karmic power, whatever you do, you will get it back. The thinking level, the positive attitude can change someone's life. So, whatever numbers present here, I have a request to each one of you, be something in your life and try to contribute for at least one girl. Either you adopt one girl in future, you adopt her career or education, try to give your energy and time to show the right direction and be the touch someone who doesn't know you. That's the power of karma. And I'm sure you all are so privileged. If you do something, it will get multiplied, it will come back. This is also a part of science. Okay? This is something not different. It's a philosophy, but the karmic power, we all know, but we don't realize. Coming to Bhubaneswar Foundation, of course, we have empowered more than 75, in fact, and it's still going on. 2 days back, we had covered almost 600 women from Salyasai. That's the largest slum of Odisha now. Earlier in India, it was Dharavi, Mumbai. I used to work in Dharavi for a few days with Padmashri Dr. Jockey. He's no more. We lost him during Corona times. He told me one thing. If you want to be a change action leader in the society, you have to come out from your cocoon. Stay with them, be like them, learn from them, then you inspire them. And he did that. In the beginning, he could inspire 40 years back. He could show how these people can get small portion of house on their own merit, but the struggle is too long. So Dharavi is no more. It's a success story in the entire Asia because each one got only 225 square feet. The same thing, the replica, the previous government had done in Odisha also. So many people from Salyasai had received a house, but they are not going there due to many challenges. So recently, we this is not a topic for this forum, but the fact is, I have many projects like Pallavini. Pallavini is like anybody who lack, any type of skill. Like we try to provide them with some machinery stuff, and then they get empowered. Practical way we go, how to go through this sustainable development goals as per United Nations. क्योंकि मछली एक दिन लेना बहुत easy होता है, लेकिन मछली को कैसे पकड़े हमेशा, that's not easy. We try to put this formula. We follow SDG now. In the near future, we are thinking about ESG also. So, Pari, Pavi, Pallavini, Pariniti, Parampara, many projects are lined up through which we are able to show, and we are successful by showing to our media people through social media platforms. There are many ways to, that's the reason I'm here today, but I'm very sad to say, everybody is talking about Sunita Williams. Wow, what a great story. And I think she had made our life easy now to inspire our girls. But the fact is, she had started her career, her life in a top-notch country, That life is different, but she's so bold, so much to learn from a lady like her. Real Durga for us, for each one of us. So, my simple point is, wherever you all go, please be grounded, be good human beings, because you all are like scholars. Do not forget that the real power you have in your touch, which you can change someone's life. That's it. Thank you. I want to thank each one of you who are here, but do not write that. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your inspiring words, ma'am. And now that we know the scenario outside NISER from ma'am, we wanted to introspect a little bit inside NISER. So this question is addressed to all of the panelists. We would like to address the disparity between the male and female professors in the various departments. So there are more women faculty in biology than any other department. There is only one female faculty in the physics department, none in the chemistry department, and 2 in the math department. And we wanted to know all the panelists' thoughts on this. Anyone can speak, please.
Well, I think I am more comfortable without microphone because this is my turn. And I need to shout at the top of my voice so that the people in the back can hear me. This is rather unfortunate. And this is not only true for NISER, this is true everywhere. Particularly, you may find some women faculty in general science. Biology in particular, maybe. But actually, it is not worth generalizing that everywhere you will find biology. But if you take, since we are talking about STEM, technological, like IITs, go to any engineering stream, you know the number of women faculties? Why? Well, in order to become a faculty in an engineering stream, you have to start with engineering subject. Lot of students, girls students, they do qualify JEE main. In West Bengal, from where I am, they have a separate JEE. I found lot of girls students in Jabalpur and other engineering institutes. But from the family background, even their teachers, they say, okay, if you are an engineer, you have to go out. You have to handle laborers, workforce, and you are not fit to do that. Okay. I mean, what can be more discouraging? I am in an academics and now I am talking. Well, they will say like, yeah, that is quite practical, right? If you are an engineer, you are working with some workforce and who are essentially all male, they will find it rather challenging to accept an order or instruction coming from a woman, from a girl. So they won't even listen to you. So do you think, even you think, I don't think I can really survive an engineering stream after this kind of discouragement, and I will prefer to change it, I think you will also do. And then, getting into an institute of this repute, you need to go through PhD program, you need to go through postdocs, and in everywhere you have gender blind policies. You have to give specific amount of hours in lab in order to, because these days or every time, these are all productive days. How much you produce at the end of the day, that matters, right? Whether you are working in the industry or in a lab. And then secondly, suppose you do your PhD somehow, because most of the time you are single when you are doing PhD. But your most productive time, our most productive time is about that range, PhD, postdoc, and then faculty. And that is exactly the age or the time period when most of the girls, not only in India, abroad, they start thinking of starting a family. And the entire dream or entire route to these kind of places gets screwed up right there. I know from my own experience as a researcher, if you just don't do anything for 6 months, it is impossible like hell to come back to catch up with the present research. And if you are out for 1 year or more, you know what is in your store. And after that, you still think you can come back and join as a faculty? Well, these ladies did. But they are exception. They're really exception. And these are the challenges. I have my own daughter. I really try to prepare her. Look, you will be entering a world where there is only one measure of success, no matter who you are. I had a sister who is now some director in GSI. When she was doing geology, I also told her, there is only one measure of success. Given a tree, that is the test. You are asking a monkey and a deer, climb it. Okay? So you know who will succeed and who will fail. So it is not really very difficult to figure out what is the problem. Why not most ladies, women, girls are, after they have wasted a bunch of their productive years in building a family, some social responsibilities. That's my take. You may differ, they may differ, but that's what I think.
That's how it is. Thanks, team of Navya, for organizing this discussion. It's 3:45. not just me, several of us. And I would say even men can cite examples, where personal examples where they can tell you about the biases that they may have noticed or experienced against women. And most of those biases are related to what has already been discussed. So I think we can discuss further about this later. I just let the other panelists speak about it.
First, I want to thank Aliya and his team to organize this kind of thing. And first time I'm speaking in this women in science and women in STEM. But yeah, I talked in some panel discussion in women in math challenges, what they face. That kind of workshop I organized. But this is women in STEM in all subjects. So the thing is that I realized, okay, my personal journey was very nice, that I would say, because I belong from a small village where no expectation was there. Nothing. But also my the other thing also was there that my parents have been saying, oh, if you want to study, you can study. There was no force, nothing was there. I was very free to take my things what I want to do. And my mother also sold her old chain to send me IIT for doing masters because I belong for both them. So that time I realized I have to do something. Because that is not a small thing in the way. That's why I realized it first. And then it put in its name. And then I started my career, but I realized in my early days I never feel this kind of in my career. In the early days, especially in the school and colleges, there were many girls who were studying with us and they were excellent actually. That was good. But when we reached suddenly I see only two more in the same batch, like 2 girls in the same batch. It's nothing new for girls. And from that to till now I'm feeling alone in mathematics. And no friends are there, women friends are there, which we need, right? To share something with my niece. There is my PhD student, she is my friend, I used to tell her that there should be some friend, one most of us there who was women. I want to talk to her, but I see hello. Okay, even after having a family. So mathematical discussion, you need some women around you to talk. And sometimes not with the men, sometimes we need some kind of science talking something, right? So okay, so but and another thing also I got married in the first year of my PhD. And that was not forced or anything, so don't say that. I married to my friend who is also an assistant professor in the maths department now. So again I'm lucky from that sector. After being married also I started PhD, I finished it, I did postdoc, I joined here. So you can think how support it is
being a woman. I think, in fact, before we start our families, before we become mothers, we don't see ourselves as women. We just try to become a man. And that is a big issue. Society should re-engineer all of the systems so that women don't have to become a man to be able to become visible. I don't think we are given the right due of being a woman. And just imagine all the men here. If I tell you, you and your gender is responsible for the existence of all the fish on this planet. How powerful is that? Right? That's what we feel once we have the baby. So it's a different perspective that will develop all of a sudden. And then you have to live with it, and then you realize that you yourself have changed, and you have to restructure all your standards and everything, and then you realize, why does the bird doesn't see it? Why do other people are not able to see? Half of this population is us. Just keep that example of the fish in the bird if you can. That's not bad.
It's true. We go through many challenges. Every day, every moment, but we need to accept this fact that we have to just enjoy our struggle. What I did in my life, I'll make it short. When my son was 3 months old, I was not allowed to go to slum areas to work. मैं ऐसे इसको पकड़ बैक में slum जाती थी, लड़कियों की लाइफ बदलती थी, सबके साथ झगड़ा करके. Can you believe this? आज को न्यूज़ आ रहा है इंटरनेशनल वुमेन्स डे 2025 में कि लाइक रेलवे स्टेशन एक वायरल हो रहा था, कोई ऑफिसर, पुलिस ऑफिसर अपने बच्चे को पीछे बैठ के मार मैं ड्यूटी निभा रही हूँ. हम सब जितने भी औरतें हैं बता रही हूँ, we are trying to keep a balance between our career and family. It's not easy. 2 घंटे आदमी को दे दो, बस किचन संभाल दे, let's salute. एक बच्चे को संभाल दे 1 घंटा. मैं सब पैर पकड़ के बोलूंगी, my God, क्या आदमी है, isn't it? We respect men in our life, but not for very good, very good. I'm so grateful to my husband. He is my best friend, my mentor. We talk everything, but we are privileged ones, right? You are so broad-minded, sir. You point out so correct. Absolutely. What my point is very simple. The time we should dream, another 15 years, 30 years, how many girls will be into PhD? The numbers will get increased or not, and why it is not increasing? The reason is this. पहले अपना करियर बना दो, लड़कियों बता देती, अब make your परिचय, then you get married, then everything will fine. जो आप accept करेंगे ना पहले, बाद में conditions. And mother-in-law ही होता है. ये fact है. Daughter-in-law ही होता है. It's not easy. कहने के लिए it's very easy. Okay, मैं जा रही हूँ. Okay, I'll be getting another mother. नहीं. Your mother will be your mother. The other side. और जो हो रहे हैं, we have to literally say salam. They're the great ladies. एक support system जरूरत है. We have to accept this. If there is no support system, then you will find out. At a certain level, numbers are okay, then it will go down. This will be a topic for another 3 generations. We don't take it seriously. You are the inspiration to many. I think of big. Yes. You're the example for many. I have to accept this. Exactly. How many families are there? And the way Hannah explained one line. 2 ways. Girls from privileged families, if they are interested in STEM, nothing can stop them. But what about those girls who can only dream, but they are not allowed because they lack finance, atmosphere? There are so many challenges. They are not allowed. What about them? 2 ways. So how to conclude this?
drawing, I was trying to understand the numbers, because economics deal with numbers. So in India, we have about 16.6% women presence in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Only 16.6. And then international, what is the statistics? It is about 35% women in STEM. So it is double, but not again 50% like you would expect. And then somebody else would like to understand why. Even I was trying to ask the students. In fact, fortunately, in NISER, in the first year integrated MSc program, we have more girls, but it is not the 50%. They were saying that about 60 girls out of 190. But it is still better compared to the previous batches. And then I am going back one step further, like we are preparing a policy brief for our PhD Center for Policy Research. And then I was looking at the boys and girls study who study in government schools and private schools. In government schools, say if there are 100 students in the country, we have about say 53 boys are studying in government schools, and not 48 girls in private schools, and another 63% is boys studying in private schools. So there is a 15% gap among the girls who study in private schools. So what could be the reason behind it? That there are more boys in the private schools and less girls in the private schools. That means probably parents are not willing to invest money among the girls. For the girls. So that's why I am trying to put numbers for the perspective. And this discrimination is wider in the low income states. And the maximum gap you see is in Bihar. So I am not trying to point out a very particular state, but this is fact. That if you look at the girls in private schools in Bihar, there are few, because they are in Bihar. People would rather put their girls in government schools, not in private schools. But they are sending their boys to the private schools. And I know a lot of my friends, not a lot of them, few friends, and they were from undivided Bihar, came all the way from Bihar to study Odisha in best colleges are there. And so that means parents are willing to put their money from the class, from the beginning, and it is happening from the schools. And then when you go to colleges, you see actually here in NISER also you don't see. You go to engineering colleges, you see very few girls there. So that is why, so this is why we would expect that people would be, in competitive thinking that we always calculate, if I invest this much money for my daughter, she will probably go to some other family. So I don't get the return for my daughter. So why should I invest in a proper neoclassical number? But this is basically a completely wrong thing. Because whether it is a boy or girl, now earlier days people thought that the boy will support the parents, the boy will stay with the parents, and then she will support. So he should invest the maximum. But nowadays no one stays. Neither the boy nor the girl stay with the parents, right? When they grow, unfortunately. And rather actually just opposite. And the day my daughter was born, many people told me this. That see, you have a boy and a girl now, you have a son and daughter, and the daughter will be yours. The son will not be of yours. So I was happy, they were happy. Because we were with the brothers, I didn't have a sister, and when I have a daughter, I feel happy that people are saying, all people are saying that daughter will be yours and son will be others. I don't know, so now there is gender parity in our home. And then coming to what Dr. Jaya was telling, that there is a difference between men and women, I do also accept that. And my perspective on this, you might have heard some parents call their daughter beta. Beta, they don't love it. I was discussing with one PhD students. I said that I will assess so much for the masculinity, right? If we respect masculinity, we we should also respect femininity, isn't it? And think about the world as we think women are the creators of this world, right? So we respect that femininity. Okay? And there as it comes the difference. So when we talk about gender equality, 100% gender equality is not possible. It is absolutely not possible because the way we expect the man to be masculine, we also expect the women to be feminine, right? And that's the nature, and that's how we are thinking. So, why should we not accept that? Now, okay, this is a biological thing that we should accept. But then there are social constructs. So, in fact, the gender, the word that we say, gender is not actually in economic in different conferences. Gender is not simply male and female. The gender is a social construct. We sometimes say that oh, you cannot do this, and as a boy or as a girl, you cannot do this, only the boy can do this. So there comes the problem, right? So here actually we have to not allow the feminism, we have to realize the potential of everyone. Okay? That everyone probably can do a lot of things. Of course, you may not actually expect that everything can be done by everyone. Okay? But there are spaces where female can accept, and there are spaces where male can also accept. But we should not put a barrier. Like, if you don't allow your daughter to go to a school and you invest more in the boy and not in the girl, then there's a problem. Okay. So, yeah, that's what I'm coming to the faculty members, like why there are less women faculty members. Like, I think Subhasis has already explained. I don't yes, so I think we can go to the other ones.
Thank you so much to this team. And so since we are having a discussion about children and the difficulties that come after a daughter or son is born, so my question to the panel is that, do you think there should be more maternity leaves and some more facilities that can be improved for a new mother in the workplace? And also since Sir said that he had a daughter very recently, so what about the paternity leave? Do you think that is also going to improve the workplace somewhat? So, question to the panelists.
In fact, on the International Women's Day, I had posted on my Facebook that like the women get child care leave, the fathers should also get child care. Okay? And why I'm saying this, in fact, my wife also works and I work, and I think we give equal time to our, like, I have given equal time to my son and also to my daughter equally. I do every day the massage of my daughter and the bathing of my daughter every day, including the first initial months of changing the baby diaper. So I have done everything, and I think every parent, educated parents are doing it. And so that's why I'm telling that gender division of labor is now going out, and people are accepting everything. So, and how this paternity leave will help. So for example, now my wife is doing a job and she has to attend a conference. If I attend a conference, my wife would take a leave and she would take care of the children. But when my wife has to attend a conference, should I not get the child care leave? My paternity leave is only limited to 15 days. That was I could not take it for a long time because of this work compulsions at workplace. And I could do that because my wife took care of my child, right? So that way, when both men and women are working, if the husband also gets paternity like child care leave, for the students, child care leave is only applicable to the central government employees. Okay? And West Bengal government gives also the child care to women. And what is that? Paternity leave is, so for women it is 6 months. You can take before, like in the advanced stage of pregnancy, to post-pregnant, like delivery of a child, and then maximum 6 months. And the child care leave is for 2 years, I think, 2 years, and that is an average until your child becomes 15 years old or 18 years old. So usually I've seen that mothers take those child care leaves for 1 month or 2 months during the child's education. So for example, there is examination and the mother is working elsewhere, they come to the child, they help in preparing for the examination. So until the child becomes 18 years old, you can other than spreading those leaves for 18 years. But father doesn't have that. So father gets only 15 days of paternity leave, and mostly, and then the child care is not available. So why should father not get this. And I was of the opinion that probably even if the government doesn't want to take the financial burden, then they can divide it. Give 1 year to the father, give 1 year to the mother. And so they can actually, then distribute this and take care of the child. So that would be my perception that when you start a campaign, child can be for father. Okay? Like the mother, who should also have a child can be for father. Yes. So,
You are a wonderful father. Everybody is not like you. So the awareness should be applied properly. So I think it's a good idea. But people like you.
There are many.
Not many. No, there are many people. They will only move little bit. They will be doing everything.
Jai also has good experiences. Yes.
I have got small experience. मेरे फ्रेंड्स जो अमेरिका में रहते हैं, कई लोग दिल्ली में रहते हैं। जब दिल्ली में रहते थे, कुत्ते बिल्ली की तरह फाइट करते थे। प्लस इतना फाइटिंग होता था, गैर they got settled down in US. Husband, Delhi, what a changed personality. Kitchen ho, driving ho, what a supportive.
That's a very good example.
Same guy.
Yeah.
I'm talking about my best friends, Jay and Sandhya, okay? So, in this actually very good. So, I've been always telling them, India में क्या problem है Jay? इतना torture अपनी girlfriend को किया. जब बीवी इंडिया आती है तो torture करते हो. That's settled in America, they're doing everything. This is what necessary to learn. In India, couples are different. Partners are not very supportive. You are a wonderful human being, I can say this. Yes, but everyone's not like you. You know, like, if the couple is doing good, they'll be happy. Somebody will provoke. And the guy will not help in the kitchen. I can challenge this.
So my mother has trained us from childhood
That's
that I go to the
right.
kitchen.
So mothers train is another valid point. We mothers should teach our boys how to take care of their partners. लड़के सारे यहाँ पे ठीक ठाक लगे हैं. So this point is not required at all. So anyway, girls, please be sure. One request to all of you: make your career first, then settle down. The guy will accept you the way you are today.
We are 10 years old.
नहीं, अच्छा चलता है थोड़ा होता है.
He-
And try to like not like that. I mean, even if you settle down, you can also like continue your career, but partner should be good. The family, please, if you're marrying somebody, just think about the parents, the in-laws. Who cares? They are good, everything will be fine. Especially the mother-in-law. ये मैं काउंसलिंग करती हूँ गाँव में. मेरा आदत बहुत मुश्किल है.
This was a very good example. So you're getting
No, that's
this
right.
was an important example. This shows the role of the society that we live in. It changes your perspective, and I think that is why it is important to change perspective of this society, not just by implementing different schemes. But पता नहीं कैसे, लेकिन perspective change करने की जरूरत है. For example, maternity leave. So I think I have a few female friends who have had the same experience with maternity leaves and promotions. They write a promotion, went back to the committee, and I'm telling you a few of my friends, so this is not a wrong example. Went back to the promotion committee, were told, आप तो maternity leave पे थी. Resting, having fun, you did not work. And so, आप काम करके दिखाइएगा फिर मिल जाएगा promotion. Our friends telling us, not just the promotion committees. And I'll say this again, if we go an example like कई friends के experiences, I'm sure you may have heard about this
woman ever tell that to a man? But many women have to hear this for themselves or for their friends.
वो one point सर ने जो कहा जिसमें टैलेंट है वो लड़की को कोई रोक नहीं सकता. We have to accept this fact. You cannot impose on someone. If someone is very talented, तो आगे जाए. She'll be a fighter. Lucky है तो balance कर पाएगी. Otherwise she'll move. But the other part, which we want to bring a solution. The other part, जिनमें talent है in situation is different. उनके लिए government, like community participation, support system होना चाहिए. Like for example, we have a signature project called Pariksha Alananda Scholarship. We have a benchmark for the indigenous communities. They are able to get this much of percentage. So we try to provide scholarship amount, honorary amount, so that they can gradually study, continue, and can reach out. At least they can complete MBA, that like master degree, at least they can avail. Like that, I want, if for STEM especially, government should increase some good scholarship which will motivate the families and they will guide for them. Just don't leave your career in between. Go ahead because you will get this result after this. That is necessary. Finance is a very important factor which we cannot ignore.
Like Department of Science and Technology,
Yes.
they are also providing a lot of scholarships.
Yeah, but that's not very.
Sufficient.
Yeah, that's not very sufficient. You know, long back they announced something. Now it's high time. Everything is so expensive. I mean, that awareness is also necessary. वो भी होना जरूरी है. और ये two scholarships is a must for those girls, those who are very talented. They're not able to dream very high, but they should be allowed proper platform के साथ finance to be good.
Yeah, or like nowadays in economics we discuss something called gender budgeting. Okay. So in gender budgeting, what happens? We try to see that sufficient resources are allocated for the women. Okay. So that means, suppose we are talking about say budgetary allocation to the science and technology departments. We should also see that how much money has gone for the women. Okay. So I think that kind of allocation probably can be helpful. So, no, why I'm saying this? Again, I'm going back to the recruitment thing and the number of women in NISER or elsewhere. See, if you read as many reports and why is problem, then many people also discuss that is who recruits actually, who are the committee members in the recruitment process. So it will be mostly with the male. Okay. Now, among the male also, there is a very strong ideology that some men still think that women should not work. Okay. And that thinking is also prevalent in NISER. In fact, I will share this story, in NISER, once I was doing examination duty, I think this hall or the next hall, I am not named obviously the faculty member. And then some discussion came, and then the faculty member said that women should not have to job. Okay. And then I told, why are you saying this? No, they should be confined to the family, and that they should focus only on the family making things. They should not get involved in the jobs. Then I asked them, so that, no, you have a daughter. In fact, that person had, last child was a daughter. And then will you do the same thing for your daughter? Yes. He agreed that I will also do the same thing, that I will not allow my daughter to do any job. I will ask her to get married and focus on that. And this is not the only case. This is the case with many other faculty members, and they maintain the same ideology. So now such people will be in the recruitment process. Do you think that they will have a favorable opinion about the women? And I am also aware that in our NISER campus, there are many women who are now housewives, have PhD in science subjects. And many of them have done PhD together in same laboratory. Now the man is doing his job and the woman is not doing his job. See, I'm not trying to point out anything here. I'm telling the social process. Why this idea has come to mind. So I understand that some women have not got a job because Bhubaneswar doesn't have enough employment opportunities. That is one of the reasons. This is compulsion. So, and they are still searching a job and they are trying to do something and they are trying to become self-employed also. They are trying to start their own startup. So I know that. But some of them are not able to because of facilitation. I give the example. People who still have a strong belief that women should be confined to the kitchen. And this is happening after the man has done PhD also. And getting a lot of exposure. These people have traveled foreign countries, these people have seen the best academic institution of the country. They still maintain this position that women should not be allowed. So then what is the outcome? Okay? Then you can actually obviously understand the outcome. Yeah, so I think I will start.
So, in this context, let's have a question from the audience.
Yes. So that's the question.
So, yeah, I had so many questions, like from the first ever, like from the first story itself. So, but I asked questions from the last one that you said. So you said the problem very good, like we know. But what is the solution?
Yes. So solution is not very clear. Like I was saying, from the very beginning, see, like some men do not say do something which usually the women do, like in the society that we have seen. But some men are able to do. Some men are doing it, right?
How will you figure out like who has what mentality?
That's what I'm telling. So what says this mentality? Some people, like, especially the grooming. Okay? So one is that in the family, the mother and the father should also tell that there is nothing called that this will be done by the man and this will be done by the woman. Everything can be done by everyone except giving one to the child and feeding. Okay? So other than that, everything can be done by everyone else. So if you teach that, say for example cooking. Now cooking is not the only job of the man. Imagine, even like in the marriage of this is like when the man and woman do job, okay, when they come back from both of them come back from office. Now both of them are hungry. Now who will cook the food and who will eat, right? Now that becomes a critical challenge in the family, right? And here many of the in-laws would expect that the woman should enter into the kitchen and the man would just sit on the chair and do something and eat. So here comes into the family things, right? That if the mother-in-law or father-in-law, they say, no, you both have come, so you take rest. Either we employ somebody to cook food, or you both of them enter into this. Or somebody supports. Everyone supports. Everyone joins hand. So this is part of the social, like from the family you are saying. Then goes to the school. In school also, the teacher should also think that it's not that this thing will be done by the man and this thing will be done by the man. Okay, and I'm giving an example of this. When I joined local university, you might have noticed when in a function, it will be sexist remark, but the most beautiful girls are selected to give the power plays. Most. And boys are never called to give the power. So I and whenever I do an event, I would correct 50%. Half of the boys will be participate, half of the girls will be. And my criteria was never the beauty. My criteria was whoever is doing good in the class will say. And in fact, that was revolting. Because the girls who used to get the premium of the music protested that this teacher doesn't like beautiful girls. In fact, they told this openly in my previous job. So there comes a change, right? So why actually some things will be given for women and why only some things will be given for men? No. So in everything you bring equality. So then things will change something, right? So that's why this idea has developed in the mind of some people because we have created that. And if you start changing, so if you tell when the child is born, in-laws there, so that better, you have to change the diaper look, better. Then this will change, right? So, yeah, I think I will stop.
We all sitting in this room, I think
person in front of us is. Gender-wise, it's a woman. You still have to respect her as if she is born. Everything is okay. Man, you have to respect whoever the gender qualities and whatever that person has, because if the man is gone, they're done. I think वो respect नहीं है. Just as an example, if I may say this, a shorter number of working hours per week is a method to show that respect. We need it. We desperately need it. Tired? You're almost dead by the end of the day. But you will be in the same shoes very soon. So that is one way of showing respect. वो respect ऐसे नहीं कि मेरी माँ है उसके पैर छूने हैं या yes I am for feminism. No, not that. Not just that. Showing respect with practical solutions like this one. Another one. This may sound once again outrageous, but setting different standards for measuring success for the two genders is an outrageous proposal, I know, but I think it is important. How many of you don't have to raise hands, just answer to yourselves, girls, on this campus, I know because I'm involved in the counseling, etc. Probably more than 50% or 60% of young girls like you had hormonal problems at the age of 20. There must be a reason. This is a worldwide phenomenon. Must be a reason. And I feel personally that it comes from all these expectations that privileged women like us have to fulfill. You are privileged, you are good at it, go ahead, you will become the light. I think it becomes too much, and that's why most young girls suffer from these problems. So maybe tweaking our standards to some extent to allow the girls to be girls and not once again become men. I think that these are the types of solutions that women, privileged women in STEM need. Once again, I'm not talking about the other type of girls who are not privileged at home. They would need a different type of solution that is like but for privileged women, that's what you were asking. Right? For privileged men and women, like the students in this room, they should be thinking about these types of.
No, just say one thing, very small thing. I mean, this is just, you said about similar mindset, right? Do we really have a similar mindset here? Because we are trying to see the problem in a very isolated way. Actually, that is not true. The same thing, if you take a step back, you will find that the same problem holds true for the marginalized society. Okay. Suppose, do we really look in our respect those who are housemaid, they are coming, those who haven't done anything, those who are in the security? We don't know how to respect them, right? How do you expect me to respect suddenly all of a sudden some woman? Forget about it. So it is not an isolated problem. It never is. Even if you can go to the slums, like Madam does, but there is one aspect of it. You are doing something for them, tag kar rahe ho, sacrifice kar rahe ho, or you are really feeling for them and doing it. It's a different thing. You think they are part of you, or they are just there I am helping you. There's a difference in how. So we don't really have that. You cannot think that in a very isolated way.
What we are in and because I have a great mindset, what you are saying, because you are from this. At least you can see in your family what is happening around you. Are you respecting all everyone in your family? In the kitchen, this work has been there. If not,
question immediately.
Thank you, sirs and madams, for this discussion. And I wish to ask a question on your opinion on something which has often been cited in many places as the counter example to this inclusive hiring, these policies they have. So often it is said that premier institute should be pure meritocracy, and and the reasons are given that due to leaves taken by women, they cannot always be as productive as men. I am asking for your opinion. I am not being pro or against this motion, but this is often cited in popular media and in many places, even in Senate discussions. So, what is your stand on this? Like, when we are in a scientific institute, should meritocracy be absolute, and if that, then this inclusive hiring policy comes into question, or should we focus on positive discrimination? The inclusive hiring policy should be continued, and if it is continued, will it hamper us in the long run? Impeach these science institutes as being the standard they used to be. So I would like your opinion.
That's what I told you, right? You are using the same yardstick to measure two different things. That's a climbing of trees kind of thing, right? Monkey can climb a tree, and you are asking deer tree and we tree. There is only one yardstick. So if you think that your merit, how you define merit for different things? These have got so many multiple layers of intelligence, multiple layers of merit. There just cannot be only one. So meritocracy is a kind of a cover, to discriminate something. That's my opinion.
Okay, I would like to respond to this. In fact, a lot of economists work on these issues. Whether reservation reduces the efficiency. With any kind of reservation, whether women or men or scheduled caste, tribe, religion, and all that. And the answer is no. Reservation in any form never reduces the efficiency. And now, coming to the other issue, the merit that we are telling. What is merit? Merit is an outcome of the circumstances, right? Now, if the circumstances will change, then your merit concept will change. First of all, you will not be the merit person that you are telling at all. Now, even so, that is the definition. But then, how do you use what yardstick you use to identify the merit? For example, you are doing a recruitment, right? Suppose it is the assistant professor at NISER, right? Okay, here we use the number of applications we have. Somewhere people look at the careers, like in the universities, they will look at careers, whether you have qualified engineer or not, all those things. Now, suppose two people have done, like, of the same characteristics. So somebody has got the mark, and then two people have the same mark. But after joining the institute, the outcome is very different. Okay, why? So that means the activity that you have used to select the person, not the activity, right? And why I'm saying this, usually, in many examinations, we use the marks. That mark is the criteria for getting some privilege. Now, it has been also observed that the people who got very good marks in their student days were never the good teachers or researchers in the career. So there is a problem, right? So that means when we are saying that merit is the only criteria, then itself has a problem, right? Because the yardstick that we are using to identify the merit is problematic itself. And that is why, to give the counter argument, like the evidence that I am citing is coming from a professor from the list of economics who has from his life he has worked on this issue and reservation and efficiency. And from all the evidences he provides that reservation in any form has never reduced or compromised efficiency. Yes.
Can I actually take 2 minutes to answer that question? My perspective on this, and this comes from my own experiences, different institutes, etc. I have found, and hopefully you will agree with this, is that the workforce as professors, which enters into protected institutes, science institutes, the women who enter that workforce
pain or something. And some of my friends, like my seniors, I know they have even taken semester breaks because they could not manage the attendance and all. And I have talked with professors, like there have been labs and also I went and talked to our professors, sir, see this is the problem and it's hard for me to compete with these people and it's hard for me to keep up with this and it's not just my problem. I know a lot of people like this. And I was met with the answer that okay, it's not our problem. You know, NISER curriculum is very nice, NISER is very nice and I think it's a general issue. And we can't help it. Like, it's a problem of the world. So you should not try to, you know, like, we cannot do anything about it. It's a general issue, right? And I was told like, okay, your previous batch did it, so you have to do it. And that's how it went. And every time I go and tell them, okay, there is this thing, okay. And I even asked, like, I will not name this professor, but I even asked him that, okay, but where are the female professors if there is so, you know, equality here in NISER and all that? And I was told that it's because, you know, they don't work. See, you are also here because you are not able to keep up. That's why you are here. It's the same with that. So how do we change this? Like at least in NISER, how do we change this? I mean, we are like students right now. We are not married or having kids or anything.
Yeah.
Still, we are dealing with this.
Yes, this is a very good point, I would say. So our previous generation, our mother's generation, their women were trying to only get into the workforce. This generation is trying to compete and become better. It's not the same thing. They did not have those issues because, okay, first day I put back the job letter. Next day, job maybe she said, you know, it was better because it did not impact the health. हमारे case में we want to compete, we want to be the top rankers. All the girls, and I feel that girls are more sensitive to these things. They want to compete and achieve. Solution.
Like at least within NISER. I mean, outside it's but at least in NISER. And I even think the solution. Okay, maybe you can sympathize with me here, but I was only met with.
Some policy changes have to be made because I do feel that men of your generation, they do feel for it.
Yes.
When it comes to them, 20 years hence, 30 years hence, they will make those changes. I'm sure they will. I think so. I think you have to deal with it. Yes. Representation of women in most of the committees which take these decisions everywhere. That representation is just not there. I think it will be step by step. You have to suffer. You will have to suffer, your generation. Because nobody is going to reduce your coursework with respect to your male friends. That's not going to happen. Unfortunately.
That's why I gave you good recommendations.
Some kind of matriarchy is needed. Where women come, because women will take care of men. They will. They are sorry. They are more just. Men, for some reason, they are not. Probably this generation will not be the same. But I think this generation still has to suffer, like we have. But you make the change. Some policy changes need to be made. I think the curricula needs to go into the hands of women. Yes, it should be designed by women. One more example I would say is, why do we always say that women or girls are not good at maths or physics? I do feel very strongly now because I have my own daughter and I see that she's smart. And I used to be scared of maths. But I do understand maths. I think one of the other reasons for this is that curricula in our schools is set by, once again, men. Britishers, for that matter, in our case. It designed to be productive, designed to prepare people, train people who are more productive. I think this needs to be, once again, restructured. More women who design curricula at the school level itself, so that the girls who fall back behind because they don't get the men's maths, they are able to catch up because they are now doing women's maths. I'm sorry for using all these different weird terms. I think it will make the impact that I want to make.
So can you make it clear, like, what is men's maths? And I did not tell you.
It's not just maths. I think we have a different perspective. Men and women have a different perspective for science altogether. We learn differently. I do feel that we learn differently, and the way we learn STEM in school is the men's way, because it was designed by men. Maybe we can try, have an experiment where women design these curricula and then see if girl children are able to succeed. I have a feeling that it will work.
She's still hanging it to the
I have seen even the cleverest of men will feel paralyzed if you ask them to take a square root of 60.
Yeah, I don't have any preference in maths, so I can say, I think, I will not say maths is very hard. I will not say that. Whatever from the school level, these guys should be changed. Because I know in the school level it was really difficult to understand how we see maths.
Yeah.
So practically we didn't see it that way. Once you come to the real experiences, then you will see the same thing you are reading here, but you are viewing it differently. Practically is such a subject, the teaching style is not good in the school level. That's why maybe we are not very less number of male and women. I feel that.
Okay, thank you so much. We are really sorry we are running out of time. So we'll go to Aniket Bhaiya for the vote of thanks.
I'm sorry for those people who couldn't throw the questions. We're running out of time. But this is kind of an emotional moment for me because I'm in my 5th year and I'm hosting my last event for Bhubaneswar. I would like to kind of dedicate this to my mom who had me when she was 20, my age. And she still did well in her career. And also my best friend Arjoita, who is not here. She is also a woman in STEM, and all other women friends who have been with me during my mental breakdowns and all other things. So thank you everyone for coming, and especially thank you to all the panelists for coming and taking my invitation. So we will end this event here. Thank you.